Capital News tonight. Prime Minister meets with 26 regional commissioners and orders resolution of conflict in Kilimanjaro region. Kenya walk to work as ban on public vehicles entering the city center takes effect. And in sports, 20 Serengeti boys players and 6 officials off to Botswana for COSAFA youth competitions tomorrow. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has severely criticized the habit of some leaders who often intervene in conflicts and directed the Minister for TAMISEMI, Suleiman Jaffo, and the Minister of State in the President's Office, Quality Public Service and Good Governance, retired Captain George Mkuchika, to go and solve the ongoing conflict between the Commissioner of Kilimanjaro region and various commissioners of the districts of that region. Prime Minister made those remarks while he was opening a training exercise on leadership for the commissioners of 26 regions and the governing secretaries of all of the regions in the entire country. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of Fungo's Leadership Institute, Professor Joseph Semboja, said that in order for the country to achieve sustainable development, there is every reason for us not only to have good leaders, but crucially, leaders who can get the job done.
We've had disagreements between regional commissioners and district commissioners when there has been discipline-related issues, yet there is still a problem. I would like the minister in charge of TAMISEMI to go back to Kilimanjaro because there is still some pending issues. A seminar must be conducted for district commissioners so they can learn to respect high authority so as to enable their regions to perform well. Street vendors have a lot of freedom to do business, but now they are overstepping their boundaries. For instance, in Dar es Salaam, in Kariakor, they have spread their merchandise on the road. Now vehicles cannot pass through. We have freedom to do business, but our towns must be orderly, and the best solution here is if they get registered. If someone is late, say for a meeting, instruction is given for him to be arrested. There are guidelines on how to deal with someone late for a meeting. If you imprison that person, then it is unlawful confinement. So what I would like is for us to govern according to set rules and regulations. Our hope is that this training will increase your knowledge and skills to participants, and that it will awaken the desire in you to work together, but also by cooperating with those leading you, so that together we can meet the expectations of the people you serve and their government.
Bus drivers transporting passengers through Kihonda route in Morogoro Municipal have striked and closed the Dar es Salaam Dodoma roads by placing their buses in the middle of the road to force the Municipal Council and Msavu Properties Limited, which runs the bus stands, to allow them to collect and disembark passengers within the stand without paying taxes. Morogoro Region Police Commander ACP Wilbert Tafungwa directed for the capture of all drivers who put their vehicles in the middle of the road, as the action is unacceptable.
If we enter the station, we are charged 1,000 and there is an additional charge. In a year, we end up paying 720,000 shillings. So with the additional charges, we end up paying more than 1 million shillings. By refusing to pay tax, how can we build an expensive bus station, yet we don't charge users? Street vendors pay 2,000 shillings each, yet those who are well-to-do are refusing to pay. This cannot be tolerated. All vehicles that were used to block the road will have their licenses revoked. In principle, you cannot deny someone else's right in the process of seeking your own. We advise them accordingly. By putting roadblocks, they have denied other people the right to travel. People have not been able to arrive to work on time.
The government has said that it will continue to care for and protect people with disabilities by building a supportive infrastructure for them and by giving them loans in order to enable them to carry out their various income-generating activities. The government also said that it will ensure that 2% is set aside for every municipality for the benefit of people with disabilities.
They are entrepreneurs. They are those who do carpentry and some rear chickens and do tailoring. I ask for those people to be supported in provision of markets for their products. There is a law that states that 2% to be set aside for people living with disability, and this must be enforced. In helping people with disability, we need stakeholders like Reginald Mengi so we can find solutions to problems faced with people with disability. In recognition of people living with disability through local government authorities, wards and village councils, today SMU has 9,291 people living with disability, whereby 4,769 are men and 4,522 are women. For those above 18 years, those with physical disability are 5,343. Those with mental disability are 1,162. Those with albinism are 283. Those with hearing impairment are 685, while those with blindness are 890.
Over 1,000 residents of Masiwani ward in Tanga have refused to have Tanga City Council move the district hospital from its current area and another be built at Makidila ward on claims that the move will be poor use of government funds.
The hospital has already been built here. Yet the money that they will spend in building another one is 2.3 billion, yet they've already spent over 600 million here. Why can't they use the money to finish construction here? This is not right. They are embezzling money belonging to taxpayers.
The expansion of the port of Dar es Salaam, which cost 336 billion shillings in order to be able to serve 25 million tons of cargo instead of the current 16 million tons, is going well, with the construction of the first dock completed and expected to be used starting next week. This was revealed by the Director of Engineering Services at Tanzania Ports Authority, Engineer Charles Ogale, when speaking on expansion of the port.
It's 336.7 billion shillings. Also, there is to establish this new area which will be used as the yard. And the yard area was occupied with water which have all been removed. In 2017, we handled 16.2 million tons. This shows the need of expanding our port was necessary. And that is to make the port be able to handle all its uses in the country and from outside. We have a challenge of stakeholders and entrepreneurs seeing Mtwara Port has high prices. Maybe to just say, prices of all ports here are the same.
The Council of People Living with HIV in Arusha region has successfully returned over 800 people who stopped going for clinics and using ARVs as it continues to search for more than 1,700 others who are claimed to have stopped attending clinics and changed their names so that they can fight against new infections in the community.
In all the 15,000 escapers of medicine, we have recognized and identified, and we were able to return 800 users. And the remaining 700 escapers, 350 of them keep moving from one station to another. And the remaining 350 gave us wrong addresses. We have planned to move these services to citizens because together with these communicable diseases like HIV, Also in our region, other non-communicable diseases are still a problem. Others are scared. Men usually run away, and some, due to their beliefs, advise to leave the hospital medicine and use their traditional medicine. We just are advising them to use the prescribed dosage as prescribed by their doctors.
The second Vice President of Zanzibar, Ambassador Saif Ali Idi, has directed government institutions involved with giving permits for construction of buildings and community infrastructure to ensure that the buildings have all services and opportunities available for people with disabilities.
And I'm asking you, according to the law, it requires leaders and all workers of the organization associating with the construction of all kinds, including road projects, all should work effectively. By having the right data and information on disabled people, it will be used in arrangements of development of our country. Honorable Guest of Honor, in 2018, through UNFPA sponsorship, we got a project for disabled people with the motto, "No one left behind," for evidence generation.
Now, residents in Tete village, Kanga ward, Songo district have said that a significant number of youth have escaped their residences in fear of being captured by the police after causing turmoil when they prevented officers from capturing soothsayers and asked the government to hold the exercise, claiming that the cause was a lack of education and that they have learned to recognize the consequences, which include halt of agriculture and development activities.
Going to Wimbili, they say they can't diagnose anything. Same as going to the referral in Beam. I'm continuing suffering. Now I found a person who can help me and is not a medical person. He uses traditional medicines. Now what to do if he makes me better? If you promise that this won't happen again, then I will forgive these people and let them go and return to their daily work. The government recognizes traditional medicine, and there were people from traditional medicine organization who came to talk to you about Lamba Lamba. He is nothing but a scam.
And the rescue squad that usually patrols the Indian Ocean in Msasani area, Dar es Salaam, have explained that a major reason why some people have died in the area of Mbudia Islands is drunkenness, and that boats are jam-packed with passengers, which consequently means that many such boats have to go on their journeys at night.
We have a message which we have delivered to all nearby islands here like Mbudia and Bongoyo. When you're in the ocean, it is a must you don't have any alcohol. And the challenge we face is the vessel we use. You find it has a small capacity than the required services. I like water activities and helping people as well. We also are advising a lot of ladies out there to join, since this is not a man's activity only. Even we can do it.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next after the break. We'll be right back.
Wizara ya Viwanda, Biashara na Uwekezaji kupitia Mamlaka ya Maendeleo ya Biashara Tanzania, TanTrade, inawakaribisha wamiliki wa viwanda vidogo, vya kati na vikubwa kushiriki maonesho ya 3 ya bidhaa za viwanda Tanzania kuanzia tarehe 5 hadi 9 Disemba 2018 katika uwanja wa maonesho wa Mwalimu JK Nyerere, barabara ya Kilwa, Dar es Salaam. Lengo la maonesho haya ni kujenga jukwaa la wadau wa sekta ya viwanda na biashara kujadiliana, kubadilishana uzoefu na kutangaza fursa zilizopo katika sekta hizi. Aidha, maonesho haya yatatoa fursa na hamasa kwa Watanzania kutumia bidhaa na huduma zinazozalishwa na viwanda vilivyopo nchini. Tafadhali, thibitisha ushiriki wako kwa kupakua fomu kwenye tovuti www.tantrade.go.tz. Kwa maelezo zaidi, piga simu namba 0715484452 au 0754265822. Hakuna kiingilio kwa watembeleaji. Tanzania, sasa tunajenga viwanda.
Welcome back, and in international news, Now, thousands of passengers in Nairobi have been forced to walk long distances following the start of implementation of the ban on public transport vehicles entering the city center that was set by the government of Nairobi County.
To be honest, cars not reaching to town, it's really affected us. We are hoping they have a solution, at least with just this traffic.
Yeah, at least the traffic jam.
We are really suffering. Like myself, my leg is hurt. I walk from Agra to Nairobi just to look for a car. Now at least the government has to look on this and how they can assist us.
We are really suffering.
The National Electric Commission, the Democratic Republic of Congo, has received vehicles and planes to transport election equipment to villages and small cities on December 23rd.
Magari hizo zinabeba mashina vote.
These cars carry voting machines and everything else we will be requiring for the voting exercise. And they are going to Uchuru, Beni, Lubego, and Butembo.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
And in business news tonight, the Fair Competition Commission, FCC, has said that in a period of 3 years, they have received over 600 complaints from consumers and users of various products, and out of those complaints, 550 involve the presence of fake products in the market.
Out of all the 550 complaints, there were about equipment which people have bought and found not of quality. We have intervened and taken measurements against those involved and demand they return back funds to the ones they sold and provided these services, or change the equipment for them. Most of the times, these fake equipments are of bad quality and can even bring effects to the user, like health effects. And since they are not of standard, hence they usually destroy easily, bringing loss to.
Now, representatives of 17 companies from China in the country are to look into opportunities of investment with the Executive Director of the National Investment Center, TRC, Godfrey Mwambe, telling the representatives that one of the good areas to invest in is construction of clothing factories, as Tanzania has a lot of very good quality cotton.
Huge potential for cotton textile production using our cotton to clothing strategy of the country, that we do produce enough cotton, but also we have the potential to manufacture garments and textile from our cotton right here in Tanzania. So all the process of value addition, ginning, spinning and weaving, but also to access American market, which is very famous for our garments potential in that market.
Livestock experts in the country have agreed to start a training factory to process livestock harvest, including animal skin, a move that aims at increasing experience and productivity in the livestock sector.
When you vaccinate your cow, it's for its life, and it won't suffer from these diseases. So we have technology, we have technique. We have already started selling our products outside the country. We sell meat and other animal products. And this is to say we need more cooperation from different stakeholders and livestock keepers in order to sell more and even start our own factories. So we as parties, we are trying to talk to our members who are the experts in order to reduce death rates and help citizens in order for livestock to bring a great impact to the country's development. We now have people in the country using big knives and axes to cut meat, which we have to make it stop. Meat has to be cut properly using the right machines. And the meat has to be identified if it's T-bone, fillet or rump steak. Now we only have beef or steak. And we are asking the government to improve our breeds by getting the ones like in South Africa.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Céline Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip hop, a hip it, the hip it, hip hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette
with Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And in sports news, now a caravan of 20 Serengeti Boys players and 6 officials will leave the country tomorrow morning, heading to Botswana for the COSAFA youth competition, with the beach soccer national team also leaving in December 5th, heading to Egypt for the beach soccer African Championship.
Hapana, kwenye mpira mambo yanatokea.
In soccer, things happen. Now, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to perform better? The coach knows the objectives, as he is the one who prepared the squad, but every trainer wants to win every game. Now, there are trainers whose work is to develop players, as in developing their skills.
The National Netball Association has called on regions to confirm participation in the Taifa Cup competition, which is scheduled to start in December 12th in Bayer.
The last day for confirmation is tomorrow, December 4th. After tomorrow, we'll make other decisions. All Tanzanian mainland regions are supposed to participate in the competition. Dar es Salaam is a big region, so its districts enter our sports regions.
Now, Mark Hughes has been sacked as Southampton manager after 8 months in charge. Here more details.
The Saints drew with Manchester United in the Premier League on Saturday, are 18th in the table. Southampton confirmed the move in a statement, adding the search for a new manager to take the club forward is already underway. First-team assistant coach Calvin Davis will take charge of the team for the game against Tottenham on Wednesday. Hughes, who also had a spell at the South Coast club during his playing career, joined Southampton in March, 2 months after being sacked by Stoke City. The club were 1 point above the relegation zone at the time, and the 55-year-old led them to safety last season by securing 2 wins from their last 4 games. However, they have struggled again this season and across his spell have won just 3 of their 22 league games.
And Tyson Fury says that the world knows who the real WBC champion is and believes that his draw with Deontay Wilder was a gift decision for the American. Here's more on the story.
30-year-old Fury shared a thrilling battle in Los Angeles with many former professionals saying he won the bout. Promoter Frank Warren said he and the British Boxing Board of Control will write to the WBC demanding a rematch. Speaking the day after the bout, Fury said, "To be honest, I've never seen a worse decision in my life." The Briton added, "I don't know what fight they were watching."
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Capitaltvtz. Thank you for watching and good night.